Welcome back to Clink. If this is your first time joining us, thank you very much for coming. If you are watching us again, thank you very much for putting up with us.
Putting up.
So, we'll as usual, we'll get straight into the beverage review.
Yeah, what is this?
This week we've got bee mead. So,
Bee mead.
Bee mead. So, we've got some nice glasses as well today.
So bees make this?
Apparently so.
Distillery?
Yeah.
Where are they based?
I don't know. A hive somewhere. A hive near you. It's actually... Ooh.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Manuka honey, I see written on the front there.
Yeah, there's this one for you.
Cheers, thank you.
No problems. It smells kind of interesting. And...
Kind of interesting.
I don't know, I haven't tasted it yet, so...
Take a sniff. Take a waft. What would you describe that?
That bottle.
Honey. And a little bit... Did you go? Did you dunk?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It is a interesting drop.
That's like it tastes like sparkling water but with honey in.
So we will try that during the show, and we'll get back to you. We also
Indeed.
have the Star-Lord's Doritos, and we have a dip as well. So
Okay. Star-Lord.
yeah, the green. So which actually suits the episode today,
Yes.
doesn't it? So there's a bit of international conflict going on, isn't there?
Yep. So today we're going to be talking about some of the potential for nuclear war to break out. So it's worrying. I don't know. Does it worry you? It worries me.
I don't. It's not something that plagues my mind from on a daily basis, but it is something I suppose that does scratch at the back sometimes. And you think, is this the time that? Is it the end? Is this the end? Like, because one decent nuclear bomb could quite easily destroy massive chunks of the earth. So
Yeah. Well, I do worry about it. I wouldn't say it plagues my mind, but I definitely do think about it, especially with in light of some of the recent activities. So, we have Trump, who's moved some of his armada,
his boats
towards the peninsula of Korea. So, this is pretty worrying. So, like, the thought is that maybe he's poking the bear, maybe he's provoking them.
Yep.
They had a commemoration recently for the founding father of the lands.
Yeah, it was 105th birthday or something, wasn't it?
Yes. So they're obviously parading a lot of their missiles, a lot of their military force and power, and whether there was intel that they potentially had some more, something more in store. Well, we potentially found that out. They attempted to launch a missile.
Yeah. Well, there was the and also there was the whole thing going backwards and forwards that they didn't know if they were just parading around cardboard cutouts essentially, and they were just because
hollow containers.
Hollow containers, because one, why would you be like moving warheads and stuff around when there's literally tens of thousands of people standing around, and two, that they didn't really have the capability to actually create the weapons.
This is it. Yeah, so this is the thing. They've sort of demonstrated some of the missiles they got, recently. I think one of the latest efforts is probably demonstrating a more intercontinental missile, like intercontinental ballistic missile. I think is the right.
Yeah, it was the fifth attempt, wasn't it? And they had a couple of successful launches.
Yeah.
Just recent, like within the last 6 months, and that's I think what's been rising the tensions in the area.
Spurred it on. So, this is just one potential for nuclear war.
Yeah.
They've said that they would react if there was if there were any further sort of pokes from the US that were sort of more military based.
Yeah.
That's one area. That's just one area.
Yeah. So the other side of things is the US turned around and fired a missile
Flexing the muscle, firing a missile.
at Afghanistan, at the Taliban. The biggest missile that's a non-nuclear missile that's ever been launched in combat.
Yeah.
And what did Russia turn around and say?
We have a bigger one, I believe.
Exactly right. So they had a missile that was 4 times the size.
My dick's bigger than yours.
Essentially. And so they've turned around, they've got a missile that's about 70% actually lighter, and the explosion is 4 times bigger.
Efficiency.
But they didn't launch that, obviously. They were sort of keeping it to themselves. But they did, just recently, after the US bombed Syria, they also bombed Syria with some smaller versions of the bomb. And I've seen some pictures, and it's a hell of a light show. So it's very... If you're talking about things that scare you, it's when you see those explosions.
You see them go off, and they don't usually have sound either, so it's just cuts through, doesn't it?
It's just the ferocity and the heat and how the bombs actually work. They go off, they fire all this essentially flammable liquid, and then it lights all of that, and the heat is just crazy. So it's pretty scary, like if you think about it. So I think
I feel for the people that live there. You know, maybe not so much the terrorist,
yeah, exactly,
extremist side, but you know, civilians.
Well, the problem is it's the atrocities on both sides, isn't it? So you've got these suicide bombers and you've got these suicide trucks and stuff driving around. I mean, the other day, 68 children were killed in a suicide blast. So what does Russia turn around and do? And they fire all these missiles at Syria at suspected targets. There's always going to be sort of collateral damage, unfortunately, and that happens to be civilians. So, I mean, that's the time that we live in now. So, unfortunately.
You know, whether it's happening or not, we thought either way, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly. So that's why Clink has created a recommended survival kit for a nuclear holocaust.
Yep.
So what we've
let's bring the
first item out. I think we will have actually the first item, which I don't actually have here, is water. Make sure you got heaps of water in a bathtub. Because do you know what is the worst thing in a nuclear holocaust when all the power goes out?
You can't have a shower.
I was going to say you can't go to the bathroom because the toilet doesn't flush. So you need to put that water into the back of the toilet for it to go, because the pumps aren't running and pumping the water around. So you need, at least you can have a few more flushes before the radiation gets you. So
don't they say to hide in the bathtub in some scenarios?
That's normally
if it's not a plastic bath.
That's earthquakes and stuff, isn't it? Or I don't know.
Maybe we'll do some more research on that one.
So one thing that you can do, and I'll demonstrate on Ash, is to be camouflaged. So you need your war paint around. So we'll go for that. The good thing with these colors, I mean, we couldn't get the good army sort of colors, but this is fine because everyone's going to be glowing in radiation anyway.
So you'll fit right in.
Exactly
I'll
right.
fit right in.
So it also doubles as war paint. So when you're versing all those other vigilantes that are going to be running around, you can at least look. Actually, you just look like you're supporting Australia. Oh. So you got the right colours.
Yeah.
But that's fine. The second thing in your kit that you will require is some sort of canned food is always good because it lasts longer. And we've got Spam.
Brilliant. Light.
Yes. Light, so you don't have to gain weight in the nuclear holocaust.
That's probably actually something you would probably be looking to do, is keep maintaining some weight.
Doesn't this look delicious? So
no.
I think it actually doesn't taste as bad as it looks.
It does look like dog food.
It does actually look like dog food. I've always wanted to try dog food. But
really?
When you
heard it first.
Yeah. If you're drunk enough, then you always want to try it. So.
Oh. Okay. So. I mean, I like Spam.
I could definitely live on this. Someone gives me like a 44 container worth of Spam and says that's what you're going to eat for the rest of your life because all the cows are dead.
I'm like,
I would eat this.
Move out of the way.
Exactly. I'm going to eat more of that later. Actually. Okay. The second last thing is make sure you have a condom. Oh, sorry, that was from last week. So it's Zoomer's education pack. Sorry,
I thought you sent that off already.
No, I need to put that in the post. So
sorry, buddy, it's on its way.
Yeah, it's coming. But most importantly, and it is widely known.
This is a staple. You cannot, if you go with that,
if you don't do this, then you will have problems. When the banks disappear, you will need a new form of currency. And we all know that bottle caps are going to be the new form of currency. So you'd want to, if all these, we'll tell you later if the B mead bottle caps are going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
So, but you'll definitely be wanting to collect your bottle caps because this will definitely be the currency of the future. So, and then the rarer the cap, the higher the value of the cap will be. So, so that concludes the survival kit. So make sure you have all of that stuff.
Just in a bag, some sort of small bag. You know, keep it on your
little pouch or something that hasn't burnt away in the nuclear blast. So,
brilliant. Okay, well, I hope you feel prepared. I feel prepared.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we'll rate this. I was going to say beer, but it's actually a mead, which is from medieval times. So,
okay. So I can definitely taste honey, no, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's faint though, isn't it? Like it's not like it's overpowering. The bubbles actually. I think like the sparklingness actually takes away. I think if this was a still drink, like normal mead is. Normally mead gets served like warm.
So this is, I mean, I wouldn't have if you had said to me, drink this, I mean, is it better?
It doesn't taste alcoholic as well, which is not great.
If someone had given me this, and said, is it alcoholic? Would have said no.
Yeah, it's pretty strong actually. It's like 1.8% it drinks. But anyway, yeah, I think we'll have to give it a rate. So, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
I would drink it again.
I'm very happy with this actually.
Yeah. So I hope.
Although, like you say, it's pretty worrying that you can't taste any of the. Like I couldn't tell you. I would not be able to tell you if you'd asked. I would not be able to tell you that was alcoholic.
Exactly. Yeah. So I hope this episode's been informative. Enlightening. I hope it's been helpful as well. So make sure you collect your bottle caps and like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks guys.